This evening, us hairy game lords have ventured into outer space for some orbital conflict. Ooh, what do we think? Find out. Okay, so bearded lady here, and I have to say, Ovs, first up about the artwork. Now, what I really like about this artwork is that it's kind of like it's really good artwork, but it feels real. So so you've got all the kind of like the space stuff going on. There's no kind of cartoony element to it. It's all kind of like, well, just like actual. But what I like about it is that it's set in space, but it's not kind of like sci-fi make-believe. You could actually think, yeah, maybe some like armor on and space shuttle and the service arm all looks correct, and I enjoyed that. Really enjoyed this. We played this as a 4-player game, and it felt a little bit kind of like Civilization-y for me. So you had to kind of like, well, you have to in order to use this dock here, you will need to get, you need some power, basically, to power up this dock to be able to use it. You also need a crew member as well. So to be able to do that, you need to have something else. Also, I like the fact that the cards, flip them over. Effectively, you're burning the card, but you do get some power there as well, which a few cards I had to do that with because I was like, I just need this additional power to be able to pull down some victory points from an investor that will only be around right now. If I wait for another go, I'm going to lose this investment and therefore lose some precious victory points. So I really like that element. I like the way that you draw 2 cards at the beginning of your go, and then you can play as many cards as you can down in your main phase. Also really nice. Great game. We really enjoyed it. It was pretty close at the end there, and I didn't win, but I want to play it again. And I know I will play it differently the next time I play it. Good game. Enjoy it. Nice.
Hipster King.
Rodney Rude.
AKA almost did it this time. 1 point in it, but not nearly, but not quite. Really enjoyed this game. It was better than I expected. There is a review out there that's kind of a bit meh about this. We loved it. In terms of how the game plays, Andrew's already said about how it kind of Civilization-y, you have to make sure that you've got the right resources to add modules to your station. One of the things I really like about how you can build your modules up, though, is you can extend your station. So basically, you'll notice, although there are a couple of extra bits on the card here, you can place that underneath, blocking those over, and you can build up you can expand each module in your space station. So, but obviously you only gain the benefits on the very top card. So working out whether you're going to place a card on top or beneath and gain the benefits of it is part of the strategy. It is a game that's all about victory points, aren't they? Nearly always. So these are the victory points, these little pink stars here. Some of the cards have got them on them, but where you're going to get your most, or some really big victory points from, are from these investors. And at the start of each turn, you will draw 2. They are played face up, so everybody can see what your investors are after. So if you are able to produce the 5 shields, First Defence will invest in you. If you've got 1 crew member, Space Scan will invest in you. So you can pick either one of these as long as you meet the criteria. Now here comes the really good bit. As the game goes on, you're only ever allowed to keep 3 investors in your space station. So you've got 3. You get another one that's really good. You can shift that into one side and lose that one that's won. I've already just gained an extra victory point. But this has got a little bit of take that, and you know how we hairy game lords love a little bit of take that. So I've now protected my really good score on there. But I can pick, or Dave, he says, waiting for somebody to help me out here, could pick to add in, rather than taking it to his Oh, this is getting ridiculous.
There we go.
So, Dave can force me to take one of his. He can claim that one and lose that. And then, if that was done again, my big victory points here is now very, very weak and can be pushed out by somebody else. So by the end of my turn, I might have put that 5 victory point card in. By the end of the main phase, depending where I am on my turn in the turn order, I could lose that really good card. Now, we were learning the game today, so we only kind of picked up that bit towards the end and were able to scupper each other's chances a little bit more. So the other part of Take That is the attack element. You can attack each other. There are and the attack mechanism allows you to kind of destroy cards from each module, but you don't destroy the top card, you destroy the card underneath. But of course that might be where all the resources are that are powering part of the rest of the ship, and then you start having to turn off and deactivate certain parts of your spaceship. So there's a hell of a lot of thinking in this game. I'll be honest, first time round we were probably a little bit lenient on each other and were far more interested in building our own ships. I think next time we'd be looking into trying to deactivate and lose the
combat
and kick some ass.
Space ass.
Loved it, and would definitely play this again. And I was second by 1 point. I would definitely be looking to be a little bit more aggressive next time I played this and play the game in a very different way. Well done. This was a brilliant game, guys.
Dave the Grey, I lost this game, but really enjoyed it. So I really like sci-fi, amongst many other things. This is probably, as Andrew said, more of a hard, realistic sci-fi game, so everything is entirely feasible. I think the other thing I really enjoyed is this game, we were quite cagey because there were 4 of us playing, and what we really didn't want to do is go all-out attack on one person, leave yourself then open to the other 2 just absolutely caning on you, and you'd lose everything. So I think in hindsight we'd probably all have played a little bit differently, which is really cool because next time when we play it again it'll probably be a very different game. I also think if you play 2 players it'll be different. 3 players could be quite interesting. Somebody might get picked on quite a lot, probably Pete. So So, as well as the whole production side of things, which was really cool and felt really thematic as well. That was one of the things I liked about this, was everything was pretty much spot on in terms of theme. So you had a hotel that would generate you crew, you had energy production, you had the shuttle bay that gave you shuttles for investors, and everything was really on point for the theme of it. And then added onto that is the whole Take That element that we really, knowing us, we really should have made more use of, until right at the end where we're like, oh, we're going to... Game's over. Didn't get a chance to shoot Phil down. Apart from Andrew, who right at the end, I was about to come a healthy second to last. And because Andrew just cannot take that kind of thing, he, instead of taking Phil down from winning to second, letting Pete win, decided to play it on me just so he couldn't come last.
Yeah!
What can you do? You know, some people. But yeah, the Take That side of things was really cool, and you've got again some really nice thematic stuff. So you're in space, obviously missiles, and those, if they hit the target, do tons of damage. Now I had a couple of those, and I'll be honest, I kept hold of it till the very end because you can also use missiles to take out other missiles. So I was obviously worried. I'm probably one of the main Take Thaters who likes to stab people in the back. So I was fully expecting everybody to just wail on me. So I was keeping one of those in my back pocket just in case everybody attacked me. You've then also got things like sabotage, which, as the name suggests, you can just go for one of the components of your opponent's space station, stop it working, always handy.
And it's not blockable.
And then things like turrets, obviously for defence, and fighters. You all love a nice bit of space combat. So there's quite a lot of opportunities for Take That, shooting other people down, attacking their space station, defending your own. And yeah, next time round, I suspect it'll probably be quite a different game, but that's probably part of the whole fun of it. So no, absolutely top game. Very much looking forward to playing it again. 2 thumbs up from me.
Space. It was the final frontier, and I won. We worked that out after we'd tidied up Dave flicking the table everywhere. But he says he doesn't mind losing. Now, I like this game. It reminded me somewhat of Star Realms in the fact that you're building up your space station. But unlike Star Realms, which is like a whole armada of ships going out and colonizing and blah, 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 this was more like rival space stations trying to control the airwaves and all the income coming in from the planet. And I liked it. It took me a couple of goes to get used to what was going on. And because it was our first game, I was the first to throw out an attack card on Pete just so that we all understood the dynamics. And then he got
whatever, Phil, whatever.
Then he got the face on, and he had to have an attack back, and it's like,
Remember, Phil, in space, no one can hear you scream.
Well,
Just
that's what they reckon. Because of that, I started to hoard my attack cards, thinking, well, I got a couple of elevators in, which allow me to get an additional orbital conflict card each turn. So instead of getting the 2, I was getting 3, and then I got another elevator, so I put that down. Then I was getting 4 cards each turn, so I was able to build up my space station and sections rather quickly. You know, I had drones with a couple of spaceships, so I was ready for a big attack. I had a missile, so I was ready for an attack or a counter attack, whatever that turned out to be. But yes, none of us were really prepared for the sharp ending of the game. And we thought, oh, we've still got one more combat round in, and, you know, we've counted up points, but who's going to lose what in this last moment of devastation that didn't occur? So I managed to hold all these cards for longer than I needed to. But as they've all said, such a good game. Love the art. It really immerses you in the space station feel. And I think there will be a lot more carnage throughout the turns instead of feeling your way around and not wanting to initiate a combat in case of retaliation. But I think we go through the deck enough times that it's going to be easy to replenish and restock arms. Mm-hmm. Very good. Get into it.
See what I did there?
Yeah, just trying to be a little bit Rodney.
A bit Rodney.
When he does the box flip and catches
Oh
it.
yeah, that is cool. That. I'd like to say. I wonder how many outtakes there are.
Hipster King here, and we have been playing, and
Who
really.
are you? Hi, Dave the Grey.
Hi.
Take 2.
Apparently, there's not very much battery left on this phone.
We still do this.